Willpower we keep talking about, right from our childhood till adolescence into adulthood. Our elders, our peers keep talking to us about willpower. But the power of the will and what a will can do to people, I realized over the last 3 days, ever since I published my video on writing a will. A large number of questions have been raised in private mails and messages and calls to me. And I'm happy to report that a very significant number of people are writing the will over the next 3-4 days' time. Friends, welcome to the next episode, a sequel on the will. The first question that I want to address is, if I do not write my will, does it mean that my wife and my children will not get what I have made? A very valid question, legal, emotional, and social. Yes, they may. No, they may not. I'll say again, if you do not write a will, they may get all your property, all the assets you created throughout your hardworking life. They may not get it. Somebody else may get it. How? Because there could be a chance that there could be other claimants who will come and claim. Or worse, between your children and your wife, or amongst them, there could be a dispute. And that can lead to the entire property being left sub judice and deteriorating. Imagine 40, 50 years, 60 years of your hard work lying in the public domain or in public view like a scarecrow, deteriorating day by day by day. Do you want that to happen? If that's okay with you, you may not write a will. If that's not okay with you, please write a will. So whether you write or you may not write is your choice. But if you do not write, there's a likelihood that your descendants may not get the full benefit of the property you made. An associated question that comes to me from a young professional is that I am just about 30, 31 years old. I don't have much to write about. And why should I make a will? Because you said at the age of 28, you made a will. Very valid question. Who said they don't have anything to write about? I'm sure you must be having a four-wheeler, two-wheeler, a gold chain which your mom or dad gave, a birthday gift that you think is beautiful, a crystal, a costly thing. Maybe emotionally costly, may not be pecuniarily costly. And you want that to be preserved if something happens to you. Now the question is, will something happen to us? Hope it doesn't. But the only certain factor in our life is uncertainty. If that is clear to you, then it is important that you write a will. Even if you have just a beautiful, good pen, write it down. The beauty of writing will is every subsequent will, if you look back to the previous will, that's a huge milestone. And you'll know how long you've come, how far you've come. The next legal question that I have received from many people combined into one is, should I register my will? What is the difference between a registered will and an unregistered will? Is an unregistered will not legally valid? A will which is registered or unregistered has the same legal sanctity. You may or may not register the will. If you have to register the will, you will have to go to your local sub-registrar office, pay a registration fees, maybe depending upon state, 500, 750 rupees, and register a will. And you will have to take the two witnesses to the sub-registrar and make their thumb impressions and a signature in front of him. The strong point of a registered will is that Tomorrow, if your descendants want to get into a bank on a loan or something, pledging this property, the immovable property or movable property, then it can help. And the likelihood of somebody doing mismanagement or manipulating the will gets reduced. However, if you don't register a will and it is a clear document without signs of manipulation, that is equally valid. Associated with this is a question that a very senior uh, citizen asked me: should I show the will to my children? If I show it, will they stop looking after me? Very emotional and socially relevant question. How you interact with your children is your issue. How much you trust them is how they have come up. An additional question that was asked was, if I declare my will my children stop taking care of me? Very good question. Whether you give or you don't give, how they will look after you is a totally different issue. My question to you is, are you looking at your children as investments to look after you in your old age? Then to my mind, you're wrong. Our job is to create children, make them stand, tell them how to differentiate between right and wrong, and then leave it to them. If you have been able to impart love and affection and bring in a cohesive bond within the family, then you don't have to worry. Whether you show your will, they know the will, they know not the will, they may or may not look after you. It's a totally different aspect of life altogether. The third question that has been raised to me was the difference between registering a will and probating a will. We all hear some terms from here and there and we like to use it. Registering a will is done by the person who writes the will. Probating is a will is done after the death of the person who wrote the will, when there is a likelihood of a dispute. However, 3 places in India probating a will is compulsory: Chennai, Mumbai, and West Bengal, as per law. Other places, probating is not required. Probating is done after the death of the person who wrote the will, and registering is done by the person who writes the will. Registering is done in the sub-registrar office, and probating is done in the High Court. I hope the difference is clear. Another question that has been raised is, I have few FDs, they'll keep maturing, I keep reinvesting. I have some shares invested, I have mutual funds. Should I include them? Yes, certainly. Do you know thousands of crores are lying in the banks and other financial institutions without claimants because nobody has written the will or indicated? Worse is the bank locker. People may, take a locker from a bank, put their valuables and forget it. Old age, Alzheimer's, you think you can't remember, you don't know where it is gone. It is gone for good. There was a time when every location had a bank. The bank manager knew people by name and by face. If somebody died, the bank manager would come home and tell, son or bete, your dad's or your mom's FD is there, come and give the paper. Today, we are living amongst a very large quantum of floating population. Your bank manager is here today, he'll be posted out tomorrow. There's no more local people sitting in a bank, and they don't care who you are. So if you have some FD, if you have some bank investments, money in some savings account or current account or any other account, please list it out. It is very important, so that your hard-earned money, your sweat goes to your people. So, suppose you die. Another interesting aspect that came to me yesterday, how does it make a difference to me, Anyway, why should I write a will? I will enjoy the money and let them take care of themselves. It's a very good idea. Easily said. Easily said. If your idea was to create children and leave them and leave nothing, it's perfectly legal, viable idea. But are we not here to leave a footmark on the sands of time? There's a very famous poem which said, "Footprints on the sands of time." We want to leave an imprint. We want to leave something for somebody. So when they remember us, they remember having given us, has given something to them, not as they came and went. Choice is yours. Another very interesting question or remark made by people is, I have made a nominee. So do I have to write a will? He will or she will do it. Very good. Please be aware that a nominee and a legal heir is different. Entirely different. A nominee is only a trustee who will hold your assets till the heirship is decided, who will get what and which property. If there is a dispute, till that is solved, the custodian will hold the property and he is or she is called the nominee. They both are different. Don't be under the fallacy that nominee has been dictated or decided he or she will do the needful. Sorry, wrong. The last question that I want to attempt to answer is that I had said include your liabilities in the will. So the question, why should I put my liabilities? Very good question. I hope you understand, or we all understand, that we live in a society where 20% people may be good, but 80% people may not be that good. And 80% of 80% may be really bad. There are cases I know, since I've served in the army, even before the body is cold, people who come with claims. And saying that no, that deceased person had taken loan from him or her. Especially if you're a businessman, there are chances very high that people would come and ask your descendants that your father or your mother took loan from us, personal loan. You ask for paper, they will come and give you paper also. So if you have actually reflected your liabilities known to you and how it should be liquidated in your will, you make life easy for your descendants. I've received a large number of questions which I've tried to club all this into it. In case you have specific questions, you're free to write to me on my mail. You can put your comment. I will certainly, and give me your email ID. I will get back to you in a private mail. Or you can ask me in a private mail at jacobtarakanchako@gmail.com. I shall be giving it as a subtitle also. I'll certainly try and clarify your doubt. And be aware that it is totally free. You don't have to pay anything. The idea of this video was to make the public aware of the necessity of making a will, which is actually very simple document, easily makeable, and that can prevent a lot of issues coming to us in life. Thank you. Have a beautiful life. Be strong and make your life certain. God bless.